Liverpool. And I'm army mode because Liverpool are a madness. Yeah? We decided to announce the bomber. Take this off, man. Let me reveal myself, even though my hair's looking very, very messy, but it's been confirmed. Liverpool, here we go. Exclusive from Fabrizio Romano. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, here we go.
Watching football, that I've seen Liverpool go out and acquire the services of one of the best players in the world, either in the peak of his powers or approaching his best years. It's the first time in my life that I've seen Liverpool go for that kind of player, like that kind of profile in the market. Now, a lot of people are going to be saying, what are you talking about, right? Look at all the brilliant players Liverpool have signed. Van Dijk, Alisson. Listen to what I'm saying. It's the first time in my lifetime, in my opinion anyways, that they are going aggressively, and they have aggressively got a player either in the prime of his career or approaching it, and you can say his level is that of one of the best players in the world. Like Florian Wirtz, if you're cooking up a list of the top 10 players in world football, you have your undeniables, right? You have a few guys like Mbappe, Yamal, Salah, Dembele is probably in there these days as well. Not too good. You guys know the ones I'm talking about, right? Wirtz might actually make that top 10 list. Like you could genuinely make a very good argument.
Essentially, Frimpong's done his medical. Kirkes is close, and Wirtz, who is probably the best player available this summer. All things considered, age, ability, quality, level, experience. He's the best player on the market, and Liverpool are getting him. Now, Arteta came out the other day and said we need creativity, we need goals, and a couple other things. Now, if he's one of the best creative players on the market, why didn't you entertain it even? Now it's far gone. He's chosen Liverpool, all of this stuff. But again, Arsenal fans 3 months ago, when I mentioned Wirtz should be available in the summer, or mentioning Rodrigo should be available in the summer, Arsenal fans will turn to me and say, we're not going to do that. He's going to be Bayern or Real. But Liverpool have just come in, and now Liverpool are a much greater side than Arsenal. Heritage, name, and even recent history. Everything. Recent history, they're gone. But we excuse it, we console ourselves with, he's probably going to go Bayern or Real Madrid. Our manager comes out saying we need creativity, and the next day you're hearing Wirtz has chosen Liverpool over Bayern.
The Wirtz signing, it could be very bad for us. And but what prompted that though? Because we've already known about that a couple of weeks, but random message in the group.
Yeah, no, I just think when I messaged it, I got tipped off that it's not just they're in talks. It's pretty much done. So that was kind of my kind of reason for prompting it, but he's so good. He is so good. I'm trying to think of a comparative signing in Premier League years, in recent years, like a game-changing signing. I can't really think of like the last game-changing, like, oh wow, they got him type signing, but it's one of those.
Gabby is an Arsenal fan. Gabby, are you nervous about this for the title race next season?
Hello, well, it's easy, Rory. I think somebody needs to DNA Rory. Someone needs to come in and do a DNA test on him. This is borderline what he says about Haaland not being a relegation. I mean, I'm looking at here and I'm thinking Shirky's 37 million and Wirtz is 137 million. You're telling me that's £100 million worth more player there. And when you look at the stats, there's not a lot of difference in it really. There's just a league. And until you come to the Premier League and prove yourself, as you well know, Rory, with many players at Chelsea have flopped, it's just, I can't see, this money's just, I can't see it. It's not good.
Then we also have this. I've seen so many things about Wirtz will be a historic flop. Wirtz will be a massive flop from Everton fans, from every single fan saying Wirtz is going to be a flop. All right, we don't know how he's going to do in his Liverpool career. But these same people were the same ones calling Wirtz one of the best super talents in world football. So the switch up because he's going to Liverpool is amazing to me. I can't believe people are switching up. Me as an Arsenal fan, I always maintain Florian Wirtz for me can win a Ballon d'Or. He has that quality to be able to win a Ballon d'Or in the final third, picking up from deeper areas, creative numbers, scoring numbers. The fundamentals are there. And when a player has so many good fundamentals, it's only right that they're going to bang. That's historically how things work. You can be great, but what are the physical attributes of Wirtz? They're fantastic. Technical, fantastic. Mental are fantastic as well. So there's no reason why a player like him would flop in the Premier League. But hey, I guess we just got to sit back, watch and see how Wirtz shows his quality for Liverpool. I think people are going to be quite surprised just how quickly he adapts to the Premier League.
Up Florian Wirtz for Florian Wirtz for 150 million euros. There we land, ladies and gentlemen. The most expensive Premier League transfer of all time for a guy who has less goal involvements than Omar Marmoush. Yes, the Habibi who's been playing in the Premier League for the last 6 months has more goal involvements than Florian Wirtz.
We're the only team that does this. Liverpool are about to wrap up Wirtz in a week, which is, by the way, separate discussion. That's a problem for us.
Absolutely.
Big problem.
Beyond us, bro.
That for me is that might be a nail in the coffin for the title next year already.
And that's why I said about this decision here, it's exacerbated by stuff like what you just said, Jordan, because other teams, City have not even really spent nothing yet and never really put the word out that they're going to go in hard.
Every other club just gets it. It's bid, accepted, contract signed.
Why are we like this? Why? We're almost like Liverpool, right? On and off the pitch and all of this stuff, right? But Liverpool have shown something, not just with Wirtz and the window, but they've shown something even with players that they've spent big money on, but it hasn't worked out. Move on. Why are we always the ones? And this ain't just our Arteta era. This is just the Arsenal way.
£126 million is definitely the record breaker in the Premier League in terms of transfers. Now, I said this before, and if you remember my old video, I was saying that rivals are not ready, or the Premier League is not ready for Florian Wirtz. Well, that still remains, because he's going to tear it up. I know some rivals have got their reservations because of one bad game against France. It wasn't his greatest spectacle.
I think this is a little bit of egg on face, really, for Rory, and he'll come back to haunt him, because I think Wirtz will struggle in the Premiership. And I think we'll sit there in maybe a year, 2 years, and think, well, it's a shame that didn't work out.
Do you know what, Gabby? If that ends up happening, it wouldn't be my first rodeo. you could well be right. Just let's explore the theory then. So Wirtz is overrated. He's far too expensive. What have you seen in Wirtz's performances that make you think that he won't succeed in the Premier League?
It's the strength of the Premier League. It's the way we play in the Premier League. It's so much more robust than the German league. I mean, look at Harry Kane the other night, for instance. You know, it's like chalk and cheese. It's like the age-old argument as they go to Germany to have a holiday.
Just know, yeah, if this happens, Man United, man, just pack it in. We are finished, man. Liverpool, I swear, if they get this guy, they already have fucking Frimpong and Kirkes, fullbacks replacing Trent and Robertson. If they get this guy, it's over. You're winning the league again, and we are fucked, man, honestly. We have no Champions League, we have no European football, we have no money, and these guys are getting 3 of the best players available right now. Forget it.
Yeah, as a United fan watching this and looking at this, it's difficult because it's got one side of the story is the blue side. I've got Liverpool, Man City, and you've got Liverpool on the other side. Like, Arsenal ain't gonna really do anything. We're not gonna do anything. Chelsea.
What do you make of you know, slightly off topic? What do you make of like Liverpool? Florian Wirtz are about to sign.
Yeah, I mean,
about 110 million pounds.
If they do, it's a good signing. But
for them, it's a great signing.
Can he come in and what, you know, it's always a case of that when you change clubs.
Yeah,
will you
quality.
Yeah,
quality.
But let's see if he does it here.
So is Chiesa. Who's the other midfielder that they bought?
Yeah, Chiesa's like, he's had loads of injuries.
So what about Endo? So is Endo as well.
Yeah, but they're not the same level as Florian Wirtz.
Yeah, but so like you said with Sesko and Gokares, it's always a gamble in them fitting in, isn't it?
Okay.
I was scrolling through online, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and I noticed how rattled people are with Liverpool signing Wirtz, Frimpong and Kirkes. So I thought, let me make a video about it, because obviously Liverpool have already won the Premier League, and everybody was, of course, not happy to see them back on their perch.
Because again, you think of the summer that we've got ahead. I mean, I'm just literally seeing news now, David Ornstein saying that Liverpool got a huge boost of signing Florian Wirtz. You know, Bayern Munich thinking that if he leaves,
never going to.
No, not
150 million, isn't it?
Not in a sense that, like, I don't mean like we were never going to get him, but it's just like now the gap's huge, and it just feels like it's always getting bigger. You know what I mean? It's always getting bigger. But now we just have to focus on ourselves.
If we're losing De Bruyne and we're getting him in this league, yeah, he's it's a problem. I won't go as far as to say that has kind of won the window, in this horrible phrase, won the window or even won the league, but it's a problem, man. It's a big get that for Liverpool. Yeah, so I'm just a little bit concerned, because we can do what we need to do, but Liverpool have kept their big guns, Bar Alexander-Arnold, and now they're bringing in a top right back, they're bringing in a top left back, they're bringing in a top number 10 who can also play wide. Like, they're going to be a problem next year, guys.
Oh, there's some news from David Ornstein. Fleck. Liverpool have submitted an offer to sign Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen worth up to 130 million euros in total. This is an improved second bid, figure a top-end amount comprising of a fixed fee and potential add-ons.
Yeah, you know what? I'm having withdrawals at the moment. I don't actually want to see this now. No. Oh my god, I don't possess one of these type of players, man. God, Liverpool fans, you don't make me sick. When you think it can't get worse, it gets worse. It gets worse.
He came through the years, didn't he? He learned his grave. We're putting a huge price tag on a young guy to come over and do the business in the Premier League when he got formed for Leverkusen. But
Gav, do you know what the funny thing is about this? You brought up Rory's shout on Haaland, which obviously went back. And actually, Rory's argument at the time was he won't make it in the Premier League because the German league isn't as good. That's basically what you're saying about Wirtz.
Yeah, but that's because we've seen examples. That's because we've seen examples of players not necessarily thriving here off the back of what happened in the Bundesliga. Yeah, Kai Havertz, Jadon Sancho could be used as an example of that to a degree. But no, from what I've seen of Wirtz, I just think he's a beautiful footballer. I love the way he plays the game. Always on the front foot, always looking to move forward. Got that element of silk, and crucially, to contest the point that Gabby made, I think he's got an edge to his game, which is good. I think he will succeed here.
Actually, we've got a video clip coming up as well. This United fan says the never-ending Coutinho money. There's this idea on Twitter that Liverpool are fake because they say FSG out, and they're always using justification for the big money signings they make on the fact they still have Coutinho money. Manchester United fans are always going to be very salty because they've got FFP. They couldn't even buy Cunha in the 2 installments that Wolves wanted the other day. So obviously, seeing Liverpool able to spend this much money is annoying them, but they keep on forgetting Liverpool won the Premier League. So obviously, Liverpool are going to have a lot of money to spend. Right? That's how it works. The team that wins the league gets the most prize money. They got into this round of 16 of the Champions League, you still get quite a lot of money for that. Finish top in the Champions League group phase, you get a lot of money for that. From the fact they're also going to get sales this summer, it makes sense. But United fans have to always justify why a deal can't happen. It's quite hilarious.
It's not really that Florian Wirtz is joining Liverpool. What's really pissing me off is Liverpool fans talking about finances and immediately defending their spending. This fan base literally thinks that they have a championship level fucking budget in the Premier League, and if you ask any single one of them, Liverpool haven't spent a dime in the last 10 years.
Bullshit. Let me just make this clear, yeah. I'm not here to do all of this. You spent most of the money, you spent this, you spent that. I think your football talent is dying. I think football, you need to pay for what you want. And if you want the best players in world football, you got to pay the money. It's as simple as that, people.
I'm seeing Liverpool fans saying, oh my god, the possibility of Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai in a double pivot with Florian Wirtz in our midfield three. Oh my god, and they have McAllister, who could possibly be the best midfielder in the league, on their bench. How can we compete with this?
Every fucking day this year, I've just come on this app and ranted about Liverpool. And it doesn't fill me with joy, it fills me with pure, unadulterated fucking rage. So let's get to it. Florian Wirtz is Liverpool's dream position for number 10, and they want to pay 150 million. Where the fuck did you get 150 million? And this isn't a source that I pulled out my ass, by the way. That's from Fabrizio Romano, so you know it's fucking true. Where the fuck did you get 150 million from? Because as far as I'm aware, you don't pay that much for players. Why the fuck are you trying to win the league again? Alright, you've won the league once, have a day off, and fuck off back to sit. Alright?
And you look at, let's say, Liverpool, who won the league, Frimpong, done. Obviously, they've used those Bayer Leverkusen, Kirkes, he's going to end up going there. Now Florian Wirtz, they've got money to spend. And like I said, it's kind of weird for us to even look at because the gap's so big. It's not like, oh, they're stealing a march on us because they've already stolen that march on us. But it goes to show that this is the kind of proactive summer that we need, where stuff's got to get done early. You know, the biggest and the best teams and the teams you expect to perform next season will be doing this work early, and have been planning for this all year.
Gab, is this all a bit of wishful thinking? Do you want him to be bad because you want Arsenal to get over the line? I mean, what have you made of their business so far, or lack of?
It's that catch-22 scenario, isn't it? I mean, that last call that was said about we'll probably go in for one of the above. I actually think probably one of the best signings so far has been Kepa, and I go to quite a few Chelsea games with my best friend who's home and away, and I was screaming at him all season, why have they let him just do the business at Bournemouth, give Bournemouth their best ever season when Chelsea were crying out?
Gabby, everything that you said, you've just totally undermined. You know, up until this point, I thought that you were interesting, you were thoughtful, you were erudite. I thought this man knows his stuff. This man makes some fantastic points. This is unbelievable from you, Gabby. Kepa Arrizabalaga is a dreadful signing. This has got Willian written all over it. David Luiz written all over it. Like, he wasn't good enough to play for Chelsea 5 years ago when Frank Lampard dropped in for Willy Caballero. This is an atrocious signing. All right for Bournemouth. It's a different sport.
For a backup goal.
It's a different sport. That's different. Gabby, to come on to TalkSport and have the audacity to celebrate the signing of Kepa Arrizabalaga. I am appalled, Gabby. Everything that you said, I'll take it all back.
Gabby's come on and gone, Wirtz won't be all that, and Kepa's our best signing so far.
Yeah, Wirtz overrated. Kepa, interesting signing.
Kepa's got it. Oh, Gab. Oh, cool. Incredible.